Hey, how's it going? My name is John Kind, and I'm starting a series called Project Rehab, where essentially I'm gonna be going through how to take a project from plan and make it valuable, make it something that can actually be executed on. My business, John Kind Studios, was actually founded in a lot of the grassroots, starting from, I guess, the school of hard knocks, just learning from wherever I can. And so I end up coming up with a system. I mean, it's pretty much standard as far as all project managers know how to do. But I think it depends on how you execute on it, or like what John Kind Studios is able to do. So let's get into that. So let's think about conception, like the beginning. So conception. So in the beginning stage, when you're creating your project, I mean, as an artist, you already know there's different avenues you can go. If you're trying to, say, create a message, that's also a good way of doing it. When you're thinking about your mission, you're thinking about what do you want the world to know about you and what you came to do, right? So conception is usually the first stage. So you creating a project, really just think about what is the intention. What is the intention behind why you're doing it? Now, some people could say for example, artist that wants to do music. You're like, yeah, I want to do music, so I want everybody to hear me. I want everybody to listen to me, old and young. And it's like that's cool. You can make music for everybody, but it's like you get what you put out. So the more clarity you have, the more refinement you have, the more you can get that kind of effect. If you want something that's for all ages, all groups, as an artist, then it's like, okay, let's conceive that. Let's put that together. Like, how do we put that into words? How do we put that into colors? How do we put that into font? Different shapes, things like that. Um, that's the beginning stage. The next stage comes from what I like to call, I mean, it's pretty much the same, but it's the design. So when you get to the design stage of your project, some people start here and then go here. There's really, as a creator, I don't think there's no rules. Like if you start here and then end up here, then cool. Sometimes this can just conceive, it just comes together. That's why I put them together like this. Because usually, as an artist, you can do both. As an organization, typically it goes from here to here because everything is in a standard, almost seemingly linear format. Um, so yeah, so design is important. What format is this taking? So if it's music, are we doing this like for streaming? Is this going on Spotify? Is this going on Apple Music? Or if it's like podcasting, like where are we putting that? We put it on iTunes. Um, and then how do we set up our publishing? If you know about music publishing or any publishing, that's where you get your royalties. That's where you get your pay. So this is where the design comes in. Depends on how hard you're going. Now, what I'm talking about is for a project, but you could apply this to your business plan or whatever idea you're trying to create for your business. But as far as a project, you're thinking about the design. You're thinking about, okay, how do I put this into colors and words? So how do I put this into a certain font? And yes, it is experimental. All of it is experimental. And at John Kind Studios, we pretty much go through the experimental phase. We're not afraid of this. A lot of creatives don't want to go through that. They're like, man, come to me with a plan. Come to me with X amount of money and a plan. Us, we like the plan. We like to go through it because it grows us. It grows all of us, like being a problem solver. So the design phase is my favorite because you really get to take something that was an idea in your head, maybe for a while, and actually format it. Like this is going to be a podcast season, and we're going to do X amount of episodes, per quarter or something like that. That's the design phase. Then comes the next one, execution. Shout outs to the handwriting. Appreciate you, Mom. So execution, right? So we typically want to go from here to here, but like I said, we can break the rules. Um, Sometimes you may have the execution, but not have the design, not have the conception. You could be pretty much essentially you could have the people who are ready essentially to take on your project, but what project? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I got people that'll do this for me and that for me. Well, whatever you need, but I don't know what I want to do. So, like I said, we all enter in different stages, and at my company, we deal with each stage. So it doesn't matter where you are starting at. If you're starting at conception, design, or execution, it really doesn't matter. Like, we'll help you get through it so that you will have a full comprehensive project executed on. So with execution, right, this is going to take a minute, but this is very important. Execution comes to who are you going to pick for your all-star team. Now, typically, artists are known for like picking their friends, picking people who they know, family, things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I started that way, but it, when we see the stuff online where people are like doing all these cool stuff with people they know, we gotta accept the fact that they are aligned with them. They are completely aligned with their mission. They are foregone other options. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna run this pizza shop with you. I'm gonna do this XYZ on the side, but I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be the cashier. That's why that's there, but not like someone who got other things going. And then so you gotta chase them down. Hey, you gotta chase your photographer down. You gotta chase your videographer down, and all they really want is your money. They just want you to say, hey, when are you paying me? When's the next project come in? And not exactly helping you format. So knowing who's on your team, knowing who's actually your ally is very important. It takes skill, but it takes time to like really build your emotional intelligence and just pay attention to what people tell you, how they present. If they're showing you that they're aligned with your mission and you can see that on a consistent basis, then you got something. You got the photographer, videographer. This is where your guys come in. This is where your girls come in. This is where the people who actually is gonna take your project and be serious about it. And at John Kahn Studios, I took time to cultivate that. It wasn't easy. Had to say no to some people that were very qualified, very talented, but at the end of the day, it has to do with alignment. It's not personal. It's about alignment. It's about making sure that we're all seeing the same thing when we look at something. Because you could have the awesome idea, and it may be different, but you just need the right people, and you just don't know who you can trust with it. You really got to look at alignment. So execution is what we do. We focus on who's the right photographer, who's the right videographer, who's the right sound engineer for this project. But you're free to obviously find that for yourself, but just use that radar of yours, that intuition, and just be like, this person got a good vibe, they're motivated. Yes, like I got this idea that I came up with, I designed it, and I just need you to execute on it. I need you to, shoot. We come up with the dates, we come up with the contracts, we come up with the deadlines. That's where this stage comes in at. And the next stage is really like if you really like got an extensive team, and fortunately at my company we do. So we got project monitoring. So that's all bungered up, but just forgive me for that. Project monitoring, and pretty much it's really when things are going on. There's a lot of moving parts, Like when you got your team and they're motivated, they're there, they're ready, they get up to the set and they're ready to shoot, but they need batteries, or they need tape, or they need some other stuff. Like that's where this comes in, like where it's like maybe something that we planned on, that we designed, that we did, maybe something goes astray, maybe something gets challenged. I mean, we really don't know. So at John Kind Studios, we have a team. We have people who are actually there with you from the beginning all the way through this process. So you're not by yourself. So you don't feel like, oh, I'm stupid and all these whatever feelings that may come up. Like we understand that no one person gets things done. And so this project monitoring part is really important for any of your project stages, because when you have different moving parts and everyone is doing their job and everyone's an expert in their field, it's hard to get communication across that it's like fast. Those are the little nuances that usually make or break a project. Because they'd be like, yo, we were supposed to get the tape or get the this and that for a person. I've been texting, calling, where are they? Like this is that monitoring part and making sure things are smooth in communication. It doesn't mean micromanaging. It doesn't mean micromanaging your creatives or your freelancers or people who you assign to your project. It really just truly means like, is everything smooth? Yes, cool, everything's good. If not, then it's like, okay, what do we need to figure out so that we can keep this project going? You want to have a person like that on your team. It doesn't even have to be a creative. It don't have to be someone who's essentially, in the arts, but then they just understand responsibility. They understand communication. That's good for any business. And lastly, I mean, there's not much room on here, but we could, yeah, there's close. Yeah. So you close a project, right? Now, it sounds like logical, yes, of course, the close a project, but not everybody finishes. And if you really see across the board of like projects that have been money has been thrown at coming up with an idea, design, the writers and the people who are the supervisors, the ones who are just overseeing everything, all that money put towards it, and they never release it, they never finalize it, they never put it out there, it never goes online, and even if it does, there's no execution of how does it move forward from there. It's like, okay, I got it done. Yeah, we went through it, we got it done, everyone got paid, and I got my song, or I got my video, I got my photo. But there's no continuation. You're gonna live another day, you're gonna create another day. So what's the whole campaign? What's the continuation of this? And this is where the close come in, because you want to be able to finish. You want to be able to finish your ideas all the way through. You want to be able to get from this point to this point so that you can repeat the process over and over again. And that will create the consistency that you need. That increases engagement. People start seeing you post more, and not only post more, but post quality. Because when things have gone through these stages, it's like, it seems kind of elementary, but it's so important, because if you can really make sure your idea is clear, you know what format is going, you know who the right people on your team, and you got the right people communicating with each other and stuff, and you actually close it, you actually get it done, you get it posted, you get it out, you sign the checks, you get everybody paid, you finalize everything. It's almost like you do all these stages to service. You came this far, this journey. There's so many artists, there's so many organizations that came this far in this journey and have not closed. And this is something that we have to put in front of us, because all these moving parts could easily get lost in the sauce. And if you did happen to arrive at this stage where you're already closing a project or something or whatever, it's important to make sure that you look on what's going to be your legacy, what's going to be what people are going to remember, because that's all we're doing this for. We're documenting our existence. you know what I'm saying, through our work, through our products, through our services. And we want to create something that has real impact on people. So yeah, that's today for like Project Rehab. I'm probably gonna do a lot more of these, but yeah, this is everything in a nutshell. And if you're ever interested in checking out our services at John Kind Studios, we do photography, we do videos, we do sound engineering, and we go through the whole process with you. First clients get a free consultation. We'll talk about your idea, no matter which stage you're at, and we'll see how you can get this done. Let's close these projects. Let's actually get these ideas out there, especially if you're a radical one and you're really looking to do something different. That's who I'm seeking. I'm seeking people who aren't afraid to actually go for their goals, go for their dreams. Like they know they're here to do something great, whether you're an organization or artist or a school. John Kind Studios, we do it all. We also have a school as well. If you want to learn audio visual, you want to learn how to do your own mixing, you want to learn how to edit photos, you want to learn how to edit videos, you want to know how to project manage, you want to know how to do what I do or whatever. I'm here to share. That's what I want out of this. This has been my dream to do this, to run my business and share knowledge. And I love business. I love entrepreneurship, and I've learned from so many great people. It's the only reason why I'm able to talk like this is because I've learned from other giants. I got to stand on their shoulders and see things from their perspective. And so when I come on camera like this, it's a wonderful opportunity. So I look forward to meeting the many people out there in the world. Again, my name is John Kind. I'm based here in Boston. We do in-person and remote work too. So don't be shy with your idea. Hit me up and we'll make it work. Peace. Yo, John Kind. If you like today's episode, just like, comment, subscribe. Those things help the channel. Also, check out the website, johnkindstudios.com. Follow us at John Kind Studios LLC. That's the LLC. If you liked today's episode and it was helpful to you and you learned something, please like, comment, subscribe. Visit our website, johnkindstudios.com. Check out the music, check out my story, learn about where I come from and why I do what I do. Book a project, get a project done. Also, what else? Shit. Yeah, man.
Round 2, fight!
So if you like today's episode, I would ask you...
Round 3, fight!
If you like today's episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. Visit our website at johnkindstudios.com and also follow us at John Kind Studios LLC.